Cali, Colombia, August 1999. Detective Carlos Mendoza sat alone in a worn-out police station, staring at a half-finished cup of coffee that had gone cold hours ago. The fan above him rattled slowly, pushing humid air through the room like it was tired of working too. His phone rang. He almost didn't pick it up. When he did, the voice on the other end didn't sound like a criminal or a prankster or even a confident informant. It sounded terrified. "I know where they keep the money," the voice said. Mendoza straightened slightly. "What money?" A pause. Breathing. Uneven. Controlled panic. "The valet cartel. $12 million. In an apartment. I've seen it." Mendoza had been a cop for 15 years. He knew how lies sounded. They usually came fast, overconfident, rehearsed. This wasn't that. This voice felt like someone speaking before they lost the courage to speak at all. "How do you know this?" Mendoza asked. "I deliver food there, twice a week. I've seen the bags. The guards. They counted inside. I swear." Then the caller gave an address and hung up. The line went dead. The weight of $12 million. Mendoza sat still for a long time after the call ended. $12 million. He didn't think about justice first. He thought about survival, about debt, about his children's school fees, about the fact that in his entire career, he would never legally earn even a fraction of that money. Outside, the city continued like nothing had changed. Inside, something had. He picked up the phone again, and instead of calling his captain, he called someone else. The man who left the force. Victor Reyes answered on the third ring. Once, he had been one of the best officers in the department. 18 years of raids, arrests, and body counts that never made the news. Then, he quit. Not because he was weak, because he was tired of watching the system lose. When Mendoza told him about the call, there was silence on the line. Then Victor spoke. "You understand what you're saying?" "I do." "You're talking about stealing from a cartel?" Mendoza corrected him. "No. I'm talking about taking money they can't report stolen." That sentence changed everything. Because it wasn't greed anymore. It was strategy. The 7 men. Within 2 weeks, the plan grew legs. Not a gang, not criminals. Professionals. 7 men total. Mendoza, active detective, tactical experience. Victor Reyes, retired officer, field operations. Miguel Santos, ex-army, weapons specialist. Pablo Herrera, patrol officer, logistics driver. Luis Ortega, military police, explosives and entry. Diego Ruiz, technical expert, documents and systems. Javier Morales, former lieutenant, mission planning. Each man had something in common. They were trained, they were underpaid, and they all understood how easily the system could be impersonated. That was the opening. Building the illusion. They didn't plan a robbery, they planned an identity. Dia raid. That was the idea. If the cartel believed it was law enforcement, they wouldn't fight back immediately. They would hesitate. That hesitation would be everything. Fake warrants were printed with forged signatures of federal judges. Uniforms were assembled piece by piece. Jackets, badges, radio codes, even official-looking paperwork folders. A white SUV was purchased at auction, repainted and fitted with old police radio systems. Everything looked real. Too real. Victor called it the perfect lie. But perfect lies always attract consequences. The target. The apartment in Cali was ordinary from the outside. Concrete. Faded paint. Security at the entrance. But inside, it was something else. Every Tuesday and Friday, cartel SUVs arrived. Men carried black duffel bags inside. Hours later, they left empty-handed. It wasn't storage. It was a counting house. A place where millions moved through human hands like paper in an office. The team watched for 10 days. No mistakes. No deviations. That made them confident. Too confident. September 25th, 1999, 2:58 a.m. The city was asleep when 2 vehicles rolled into position. White SUV in front. Black sedan behind. 7 men inside wearing Dia jackets, badges clipped to belts, weapons secured but ready. Mendoza checked the mirror. "This is it." Victor nodded. "Remember, we are not criminals in their eyes. We are authority." At the entrance, 2 guards smoked cigarettes under dim lighting. The SUV stopped. Doors opened. Mendoza stepped out first, badge visible, warrant in hand. Federal Dia, apartment 3B. Step aside, the guards hesitated. The uniforms looked real. The confidence looked real. The authority felt real. They moved aside. That was the first breach. Inside the apartment, the door to 3B was reinforced. Miguel used a breaching tool. The door exploded inward. Down, hands. Victor shouted. Inside, 4 men, 3 armed guards, and 1 accountant frozen at a table surrounded by stacks of cash. No one moved, because they were trained to recognize raids. And this felt like one. Zip ties, commands, controlled aggression, no chaos. That made it believable. Luis opened a bedroom door, 12 duffel bags, full, heavy, unquestionable. "Jackpot," he whispered. 13 minutes. 3:05 a.m. bag secured. 3:08 a.m. suspects restrained. 3:12 a.m. extraction begins. 3:14 a.m. vehicles leave. 13 minutes total. No gunfire, no alarms, no resistance, just silence and disbelief. The guards outside still believed it was real law enforcement. That was the key. Confusion delays truth. The safe house. By morning, they were in a rented garage. Zippers opened one by one. Cash poured out like water. Stacks, bundles, rubber bands. It took hours to count. $11.8 million. Almost perfect. Each man received $1.68 million. For some, it was more than a lifetime of wages. For others, it was freedom. They burned everything. Badges, uniforms, warrants, maps. Then they separated. No contact, no communication. Disappear for 6 months. That was the plan. But plans don't survive contact with cartels. The discovery. At cartel headquarters, the truth came fast. No Dia raid existed. No official operation, no paperwork. Only one conclusion remained. Robbery, but not random robbery. Professional robbery. Inside job energy. Within hours, corrupted law enforcement contacts produced a list. 7 suspects, 7 names, 7 targets. The boss didn't shout. He didn't panic. He simply said, "Bring me my money back." The hunt begins. The first man disappeared within a week. Then another, then another. Bodies began surfacing in different places. A roadside dump, a burned vehicle, a shallow grave, a police station entrance. One body had cash stuffed in its mouth. $1,000. A message. "We know who you are." Fear spread faster than bullets. What remained was a lesson written in blood. You can fake authority. You can impersonate power. You can steal from criminals. But you cannot outrun the system they built to survive. Because cartels don't just control territory, they control time. And time always catches up.